Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a few things that annoy me about today's makeup trends and how they don't really apply to mature women. So if that interests you, stay tuned. In my video, a lot of makeup trends that go around. It changes, you know, monthly, it seems like, what's trending and what's not trending. And a lot of these things don't really apply to me and my mature skin. So I'm always looking for ways that I can incorporate it on myself and on other women when I'm working with them. Because sometimes they'll come to me with a picture of like Rihanna and her makeup, and I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. But if I were to do that on you, it would just harden you up and make you look, you know, 10 times older than what you are. So we need to find ways to find balance where it's, you know, it's still you, and you're still kind of incorporating some of these trends so that, you know, you can stay current. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. So first I'm going to start with pulling my hair back so we can do this. As you can see, I don't have any makeup on, and I'm just going to clip my hair back. But first off, I think the number one most important thing is to start with good skincare. Like, that's super important. So if you don't have a really good skincare routine, I would start there. If you need some help with that, or you know, you're looking for some ideas, I can attach a video in the description box below, and you can kind of take a look at my skincare routine if that interests you. But skincare it's the ultimate, it really is. I tell everybody that comes in, when they come in, if they're even young, beautiful girls, like, you know, you really need to work on your skincare routine, because that will just enhance whatever I do tenfold. Okay, so one of the trends that goes around today is like glass skin, right? You see these girls with this young, beautiful skin that looks amazing, and even the best skincare on my age skin is not going to give me that flawless look. So I need to figure out ways that I can kind of incorporate that without making my skin look too heavy, too dry, or too cakey. So one of the things I'll do is I will take a moisturizing primer, because I do have dry skin, or I'll use some type of moisturizing product underneath my makeup. That is key. So today I'm going to be using this one here, the Hydra stick by Indee. I'm going to go all the way around. You can see it's going to add a little bit of color, but you can also see it's going to add some shine to my skin, which we will end up taking down. This just kind of gives it that little bit of glow, that healthy glow underneath the foundation, but yet it doesn't look like I have like a lot of highlighter on or anything. You can already see how it's just kind of adding some glow to my skin. All right, next I'll go in and I will start with my eyebrows, okay? I think that probably is key. If you're not doing your eyebrows, start there. That is like one of the things that's gonna frame your face and make your eyes pop. And the eyebrows today are just a little bit fuller and fluffier looking. They're not as polished looking, and not as like, for a while there was like that stamped on eyebrow that everybody had, which I never liked. It always looked so fake. I would see these beautiful women with like these stamped on eyebrows, and you'll know that I mean, I just really like the natural look anyway. So okay, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. So that's a good place to start. I'm using the Benefit brow pencil, and I go in and kind of use like these short hair strokes throughout the whole thing, and fill it in as much as possible. And then at the end here, to try to make it look as natural as possible, I'll kind of go with these long strokes going up so it looks like hair. You can see where I don't have hair here, and go up, 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 and just kind of make it look like natural hair strokes in there. Just kind of take your pencil and bring it up. Now, if you've never filled in your brows before, it definitely is practice, and sometimes standing further away and looking at your brows, you'll get a better idea of how to put them in, because if you're up too close trying to put them in and you stand back, it may look a little bizarre looking or jarring looking. So you really want to kind of be able to see as you're doing it the whole time. Okay. So yeah, so key is just trying to make it look a little, you know, not too perfect, a little, you know, like hair-like strokes kind of popping out, especially if you don't have any hair like me on this one brow. I really don't have any brows there. Okay, same thing on the other side. We're gonna go in and do that. you have any like wild hairs, like you can take a pomade or wax or, you know, some brow gel and just kind of comb them down. But if your hair is sparse, just leave them there as much as possible just so it can kind of fill in. But I think key to make it look natural is just kind of make those little hair strokes. If you have an angle brush and you're doing it with like a pomade or, you know, like a compact type brow thing, just go in there with a really stiff angle brush and just kind of make those strokes kind of go up like that. All right, next we're gonna go in and we're going to do my eyes. And I have a lot of products here that were, a few products anyway, that were gifted to me. I have this Trish McEvoy eye base that I'm gonna go in and use. And an eye base is key, especially if you're gonna be going, especially if you have a lot of discoloration on your lids. You don't wanna go in there and try to put an eyeshadow on your lid if you have a lot of discoloration, because that discoloration will affect the way that the eyeshadow looks. So you wanna even out that pigment or any type of discoloration on your lid. So this is the Trish McEvoy Eye Essentials. And you can see it's in this skin tone. And I'm gonna go across my entire lid and add this so that and you can see my eyelids look kind of dark now. So this is gonna go in and it's going to kind of lighten it up. My eyelids are more dark on this area. So if I was to go in there with a lighter shadow, it would look darker than the shadow in the pan because my eyelid is darker. Does that make sense? So, anyway, comment down below. Let me know, do you use any eye-based products? What you find works best for you. I happen to I like this one. I just started using it a couple days ago for the first time. And it reminds me a lot of the Paint Pot by MAC. And you can just see how that kind of like just brightens up the eye right there. Because we don't want to go in with a heavy eyeshadow, because that will make our eyes look too heavy. So this is in, Trish McEvoy doesn't have a lot of shades. The products that she does have are lovely. They're really very, very nice. They're almost like luxury type product. And this eye base is like number 2 on there. They have 3 shades, I think. The lighter shade, this number 2, and then a darker shade. And you can see it has little flecks of like very, very faint glitter in it. So anything that I'm gonna put underneath it, it's just gonna kind of make it look a little bit more glowier, a little bit more dewier looking. So, of course, you know, some of the issues that we do have with our eyelids they're sagging and they're creasing, right? So we don't want to go in there with a lot of shadow. That's just going to accentuate that. So what I will do is I'll go in with like a matte. I use a lot of mattes, but I do use shimmer to kind of highlight the corners and a little bit on the lids. So I'm going to be using this, actually I'm going to be using this palette here by Mario. It is, which one? It's an Ethereal Eyes palette. This is a great, great palette. It is, I'm gonna kind of wipe it off. It's a great, just neutral, basic palette, you know, that has some cool tones and some warm tones. You can see that it's pretty loved. But I can go in there and, you know, I got some shimmers in there and I also have some cool tones, but I also have some dark tones. I mean, some warm tones. I'm gonna go in there and I am going to just kind of go across that lid. Go sweeping motions back and forth and then kind of make like circular motions to kind of blend that in. But there's not too much color. You can see it's just kind of enhancing what we already have on there. But yeah, I like the way it looks. Like I have a window right in front of me. It doesn't look too harsh if I was to be standing outside. And then we're gonna go back and forth here and just kind of make those sweeping motions back and forth and then kind of just do little circles. So you can blend that in. And then I'm going to go in. Now I'm just keeping the eyes, what I'm doing on the eyes, pretty neutral, pretty basic. I'm gonna add a little bit of like a hazelnut eyeliner in there. That's gonna kind of make it pop a little bit. But I'm really trying to focus on, you know, the trend is less, really is more is less type thing. less is more is what I meant to say. And so I don't want to go in there and do like anything too crazy. I want to kind of add a little bit of what's going on like my eyes or my lips, but I don't want it to be like, you know, I want it to be more subtle than anything else. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use, what should I use? I'm gonna use this top one here. This has got a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm gonna go across and I'm gonna do that across my lid. So you can see it's very, very subtle. Now, if I was to do a shimmer across my whole eye, which nobody really does, it would just be way too much. And you know, another big trend is like to do blue, like a blue eyeshadow. But if I were to go and put blue eyeshadow on my eyes, it would be so heavy. I want to focus on my eyes so that they pop, not so that they look overdone. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use this eye pencil. This is from Trish McEvoy too. It's in this color Hazelnut. It's this warmer kind of brown color, right? It's good, but it's a little bit, has a little bit of red in it, which I kind of like. You don't, too brown, it's gonna make it look too hard looking. And what this does is just kind of deepens up that lash part there. And then I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go right across that lash line. Just in this outer corner part here. I need a magnifying. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other end where it has this smudger on it. And I am going to go in there and just kind of smudge that. You know, softer, smudgier is better than hard lines. Like, you don't want anything hard looking. And just keep rubbing that across there. Kind of pulling it upwards. Don't pull it down, pull it upwards. So it just kind of looks very subtle. Do the same thing over here. I think once you hit 60, it's really hard to do a dark winged liner on your eyelids. Because it just looks way too heavy. You know what I mean? It looks too hard, and then it just kind of weighs everything down. And then make sure you look on the side here and you get down here in the corner. So you can kind of pull it up a little bit out there in that corner so it doesn't just die there. So you can give it a little bit of lift. And then take your smudger and kind of smudge it upwards. Don't smudge it downwards to kind of blend it in. Kind of keep taking it, hitting that corner and pulling it up. Just keep pulling it up that way. And it will give you a kind of a lift at that corner there. And then if you want, go in here. And just take a little bit on that corner. I don't want to go all the way across because again, that will make my eyes look too hard. I don't know about yours, but for me it does. Again, take that smudger. I like the fact that it has like a pencil brush on the corner here that you don't have to worry about picking it up all the time. And this color is really pretty. Very pretty. And if you have light color eyes, this goes well with that. You know, if you're not, my eyes are hazel, so it's a good color for me. But feel free, like if there's a blue eyeshadow trend going out there that you really like, try using a blue eyeliner on your eyes and then kind of smudging it out rather than going in and doing that whole crease with blue. Just take a blue eyeliner, do your neutral eye, and then go in there and try that blue. Whatever color there is that, you know, that's trending at the moment. Just get a pencil or even your palette that has many colors in it. I'm taking your angle brush and going in there and just kind of brushing it across your lash line, just so it kind of gives you a hint of that color. So it's not a full-fledged look, but it's just kind of mimicking it a little bit. All right, so next is, and I always do this, is I go in and I clean up my under eye. I do my eyes first because of any drop off. If it's gonna hit, it's gonna hit here, and it's just gonna add you know, some heaviness to my under eye and make it look darker. So I go in there and I clean that up. Takes 2 seconds. I love to use the Bioderma, and then I use a cotton pad. And I go in there and just kind of clean up any of the drop off from the all right, next I'm going to go in and I am going to use a little of this Pore Putty. It's from who is it? Putty primer from e.l.f. It's a dupe for the Natasha Denona one. I can't tell the difference actually. This is like a great one. You can see it's like this creamy putty type look that if you have any, you know, type of large pores or fine lines around here, that you can go in and kind of touch that up with. I'll just kind of emulsify it on my fingers, go over my nose with that, and then my chin, and then in here. We don't really want, like, I know I'm gonna take down some of that shine that I put on for the glowy type glass skin look that we're looking for. But we don't want glowy here, you know, we don't want glowy on our nose, we don't want glowy here. We want glowy, you know, on our highlighted parts, like out our forehead and whatnot. Cheekbones here. Okay, so go in and we're gonna use a foundation. And I'm gonna be using this one here by Clinique. It is in the color, and this is light reflecting makeup. So again, it's gonna give a little bit of shine. It's in color CN28. Where you apply your makeup, I put mine on with a brush. If I do get a little too heavy with the brush, I'll go in with a wet sponge and just kind of dab some of that down. But I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take, you can see this color. And now I don't, like sometimes as we age, our skin, the color, our tone, right, kind of like fades, and we don't feel like we have any natural glowiness or any natural color coming through. And I think that's a common problem. And I think one of the things that when I go, and I've done this just to see what other makeup artists will refer, and they always want to give me something with color in it that's like maybe 2 shades darker than my face, because I look washed out without any foundation on. But I don't like doing it that way. I don't like going in there and having a darker foundation. This one pretty much matches my skin tone. I'd much rather go in there and add some color to my washed out looking skin. So I'll go in and blend this in all over. Couple dabs here. And you can see that this does have a light reflecting element to it, hence the name, light reflecting foundation. Now another challenging thing that, you know, I find I have is, or many women, is we have sun damage and discoloration. So we need to go in and kind of spot treat that. And you can take a fluffier brush. You don't need to go in with the foundation brush. If you feel like you want to drag it down so that it kind of blends into your skin, you can do that too. Because, you know, so much of this makeup, the foundation that we use today, has like so many skincare properties in it. Okay, so you can see that that has a healthy glow to it. It doesn't look too dry, doesn't look too overdone. Just kind of makes the skin look healthy and dewy. Okay, yeah, and that's the Clinique. Next, I'm gonna go in, and this is the Trish McEvoy, the Instant Eye Lift, and this is how she recommends you use it. This is not a concealer. This is more like an eye brightener type thing. You can see I have a lot of, my eyes look heavy and tired. So go in, and this is very light. She recommends going in and making a V-like type look underneath your eye. So let's do one side, and then you can see the other side. Obviously, I'll do the other side, but you can just see how that kind of brightens up the under eye. It's very, very lightweight, but yet it does kind of give a nice lift to it. Can you see how that just kind of brightened it up over there? I mean, I still have dark circles, but if I were to go in there and cover this up with foundation or concealer, it would be like an inch. No, it wouldn't be that. It would be pretty thick looking, and then it would just like make my eyes just look so heavy. Plus, it would not last throughout the day. It would look so creased by the end of the day. So you can see how that just kind of brightens up that side of my face there, underneath there. And then what you can do is go in there with a concealer, or if you want, you can just kind of dab over your foundation. I like to do either or, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I don't want it looking at anything looking too heavy underneath my eyes. So I'll kind of go in and do, I'll just go back in with a light touch of my foundation. So like I said, she recommends going down, making a V, and then putting like one dot underneath there. And like I said, let me show you what this looks like. This tube here. Now this I've had this for, I bought this myself. You can see it's very, very light looking. You know what I mean? It has like a pinkish, almost like skin light reflecting type of look to it underneath. And it just kind of has like a pinkish type of hue to it. Okay, I'll go in and kind of blend that in. You see how I'm doing? Yeah, like you barely need to even touch that and it just kind of absorbs right into the skin. Okay. All right, let's see how it looks from a distance. All right, so next I'm gonna go in and I am going to use a little bit of concealer, and I do like this one from Glowish. It's the Huda Beauty. I like it again because it's super, super light, super moisturized, and has this doe foot on here. It kind of, you know, that's the color that it is right there. And I'm gonna go and just do a little bit in here, and then a little bit out here, a little here, a little here. And then if anything, I'll come down here a little bit and kind of lighten up those creases down there so they don't look so heavy. Now this might seem like a lot of steps. I mean, it really isn't that much if you think about it. It's very minimal. Now, if you do have oily skin and your skin gets, you know, like you can't go out with this much type of glow on it, you can take a setting powder. This one here by Givenchy is the Prism Libre color in the number 2. This is beautiful. This is very light reflecting too, but you know, I have a tendency to stay away from powders because my skin is pretty dry. But you can see this has like 3 different colors in it. I don't know if you can see that in there. It has like these all different like light reflecting, like it has like a, I mean like a yellow tone, like a purplish tone. It has, you know, it's like a prism. It's like Prism Libre, like they said. It kind of will give, so you don't have like one flat looking type of powder on your face. I'll go in, I'll kind of dab that a little bit, and I'll show you what that will do. Still gives you that healthy glow. It doesn't look too heavy. I mean, very, very lightly go in there. I don't, like I said, I don't really like any powder. If I do powder, I'll do it underneath my foundation just to set it. And then I'll put the foundation over the top of it. I have a whole video on that and how that does, but this basically is for women who have oily skin. Okay, all right, next I'm gonna go in and I am going to do some blush. Okay, and I'm gonna take some of this Dior, this pink blush. I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna kind of dab it here. I don't want to bring it too far down on my cheeks. I just want to keep it up here. And sometimes I'll just kind of bring it lightly across my eyes, just here on the bone here, just to kind of give it some color there. And then, I can't see what I did. Yeah, so that's just enough. It's a light enough to just kind of give me a healthy glow without it looking like, oh, she's got blush here on her cheeks. That's making it look too heavy. And blush is pretty popular this year, but you don't, like, we can't go out there and put blush here on our cheeks. It'll just look so, it'll be dragging everything down. So we kind of have to bring it up and through here and kind of just stick with the trend of, you know, a big blush look, but bring it up higher onto your cheekbones. All right, and let's see. Next I would go in and do my lip. No, actually I would do, what would I do? Yes, I would go in and do my lip, because then I'm gonna do my curl my lashes and do a mascara. So I'm gonna be using, and I love this color. It is, I have to have two colors. Again, these were sent to me by Trish McEvoy. Just beautiful, beautiful makeup. The packaging's gorgeous. Everything about it's really nice. This is a lip gloss. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty for like, I don't know, spring. I don't know where you're at, but I'm in New Jersey and it's snowing like crazy. Now, that is just like really pretty. That's a gloss. And maybe it looks a little bright there, but when you'll see it when it goes on my lips, that it's not that, it's very moisturizing and it looks like almost like a balm. It doesn't look too heavy. And then they also sent me this lip color too. It's called, what is it called? Innocent. And again, beautiful packaging. You can see the color, that's pink, right? But it's going on very, I'm gonna put it next to that, underneath it. You can see it's more of a sheer type look. So pretty, so pretty. And I wore it the other day just to test it out, and it just feels really nice and hydrating on the lips. It doesn't lay into any creases. It doesn't like it settle in weird parts of my lip where I feel like I have color here but none down here. You know, you know how it gets when you get older. You're like, wow, how did that happen? So anyway, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna line with this Pat McGrath lip liner. It is in the color, I forget what color. Thinner Lips, like I do. You don't want to go over. I know some people will go over, but I don't want to go over my lips because it really looks like, oh, she went over her lips. All right, let me go over and do, I'm gonna show you what this lip gloss looks like, because it can be very deceiving when you first saw it. I was like, oh, that's way too pink for me. But once I got it on, I was like, once I wore it, I was like, ooh, I really like this. And you could see that just adds some color to my face, especially for the spring, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's a lip that's popping a little bit, but it's not like over the top. And next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna be using this Surrat curl lasher. Love this. And I'm gonna get as close to that lash line, like the bottom of that lash line as possible, and just keep, and then just kind of lift those lashes up. You can see how that just kind of lifts my eye right there. Especially if you don't want to wear, you know, false lashes, which if you don't, that's fine. You don't need to wear false lashes. But lifting your lashes up so that it gives it some, obviously some pop, is going to help with you just like opening everything up and lifting it up. So I'm going to be using this Panorama mascara from L'Oreal. It's not waterproof. It is in the color black brown. And I'm loving this mascara. I just did a video on mascaras too. I'll leave that below. So I love the L'Oreal telescopic lift mascara. That really does lift. It has a nice comb where it just adds a lot of length to your lashes. This one I find adds a lot of fullness to your lashes. So depending on what you need in your lashes, like, you can figure out which mascara works best for you. Me, I have long lashes, so I have a tendency to really like this one because it just adds more fullness to my lashes. It doesn't really add this leggy long length to it. And again, I go up underneath, grab those lashes from down below and kind of wiggle it up. And then I try to get this corner lash here. I can do it a couple ways. I'll come in this way and make sure it's coated, and then I'll pull it back out like this and kind of pull it out so it gives me a lift going outwards that way. You know what I mean? As opposed to just keep doing your lashes going up. You want them to kind of pull out that way. You can see that lashes is, I mean, this mascara is very effective. It just kind of fills that in very nicely. All right, I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And then do me a favor, if you're gaining any value from this video, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Again, just keep grabbing and pulling up. And then comment below, let me know if anything, you gained any knowledge, and if you, what takeaway did you have from today's video? And let everybody know. And pull that in on the corner so it's coated, and then you don't want it looking like that. You want to go in and just kind of pull it outwards. Lift it up and out. And if you do ever feel like you put way too much mascara on your lashes and you feel like that's uncomfortable for you, grab a clean mascara wand. They're worth, you can pick it up a pack somewhere, and kind of going in and brushing them out so they don't look so heavy. Again, my goal is always to look as natural as possible. And I do feel we can do that and still look healthy looking. And pull upwards. I don't do too much on my bottom lash because I don't like it ended up on my under eye there. Okay, everyone. Again, that's it. That is my reaction to how do I get annoyed when I'm annoyed with trends that are going on out there and I feel like I can't be a part of because I'm older. This is how I sort of incorporate those trends into my makeup routine, so I feel like I'm being somewhat current. So anyway, guys, thank you so much.